Hey guys, this is your host Thomas Tyree here from On the Hot Podcast. Today, I have some bonus content for you guys. The bonus content we'll be covering today will be in the sport of basketball inside the NBA world. In today's bonus segment, I'll be sharing my thoughts on Kevin Durant's legacy. So, Kevin Durant, we're going to be assessing his legacy and how his NBA career has gone thus far. Now, let's just get this out of the way. Kevin Durant is one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, one of the greatest small forwards of all time in NBA history, with the likes of LeBron James and Larry Bird. Kevin Durant is in that conversation for being one of the greatest small forwards of all time. He's always been an effective three-point shooter, a great mid-range scorer, could attack you in the paint, a great percentage at the free throw line his entire NBA career. The only thing when you take away his play off the court is his character. Nobody's questioning that Kevin Durant is all the time with the skills and the abilities that he has on the court. It's his character. How he went about the game is what his legacy is going to be remembered as. Because Kevin Durant cannot get any rings as the leader with OKC. His final year with OKC, they blew a 3-1 lead to the Golden State Warriors. That Golden State Warriors team that was 73-9, greatest NBA regular season record in NBA history. That following summer, if you can't beat them, join them. That's the motto that Kevin Durant followed. And he went to join the Golden State Warriors. The rest is history. He got his 2 rings, playing alongside Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, and basically destroyed the league for a few years. He did get his 2 finals MVPs. But when you look at what Kevin Durant has done as a leader of a basketball team, he's never got his team to NBA finals. And yeah, you could say he got OKC there, but when KD, Westbrook, and Harden were together in OKC, they got the finals. That was all 3 of their team. That was all their team because they were all babies at the time, not fully grown, developed NBA stars. And you saw it when they individually won their own individual MVP awards over the years. That was nobody's team. Kevin Durant as the leader with OKC, no rings. Kevin Durant as the leader with the Nets, no rings. And you're going to see by the end of the year that Kevin Durant as a leader with the Suns, no rings. He's not going to get them a ring because he's going to be traded this summer. But that's what I'm talking about when I think about Kevin Durant's legacy. Nobody's questioning the fact of what he has done on the court. It's how you went about it. How you went about it was a really weak move, in my opinion, that really corrupted the league. And yes, you could throw in the examples of LeBron James having super teams. But when you look at LeBron, what he did and how the Big Three was actually formed in Miami is actually formed due to the fact that they cannot, all 3 of those players individually cannot derail the Big Three out in Boston in the East at the time with Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, and Ray Allen. Chris Bosh wasn't getting past them by himself with the Toronto Raptors. Dwayne Wade wasn't getting past them by himself with the Miami Heat. LeBron James wasn't getting past him by himself in Cleveland. So when you take that into consideration, plus the other super teams that were in the league of the San Antonio Spurs Big Three, and Manu Ginobili, Tim Duncan, Tony Parker, and the Chicago Bulls had a really good team out in the 2010s as well with Derrick Rose, Luol Deng, Jakeem Noah. It's the way how you did it is you can't beat him joining. You left Russell Westbrook high and dry, and Westbrook was right by your side. Y'all just could not defeat a 73-9 Golden State Warriors team, and then you went on about it and joined them. So again, that's how the legacy is looked. But then you look at Kevin Durant's resume after leaving the Golden State Warriors. Now, there's a lot of opinions why Kevin Durant left. There's an opinion of he wanted to prove that he could win it without those 3 respective superstars. There's an opinion that Kevin Durant left because of what happened to him, how he tore his Achilles, and then being finals after the Golden State Warriors doctors cleared him to be on the court, and then his Achilles basically erupted all around in front of the entire world. Really sad when you think about it as well. You can put it in the rocky relationship between him and Draymond. You can put all those thoughts into consideration about it. The bottom line is he left. So his resume after he left the Golden State Warriors, you look at what happened with the two, and he missed the 2019-2020 season due to that Achilles injury. So you look at what happened in 2020, 2021 when the Brooklyn Nets got very greedy and they already had Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant, but then they wanted to bring another star there in James Harden. So you had the big three of KD, Irving, and Harden that lasted a year or so in Brooklyn, but they went on to lose in the second round to the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 7 of the second round in the East that year. Not the worst thing in the world because Kevin Durant was the only healthy guy remaining. Kyrie Irving and James Harden were not healthy throughout the entire 7-game series. And if we're being honest, if Kevin Durant's toe wasn't on the 3-point line, they get past the Milwaukee Bucks. And to be honest, as time went on and Harden and Kyrie would have got healthy, they would have went on to win the NBA Finals that year. So that year, I'm not saying is too bad on his resume because of the circumstances, and the Bucks were the ones that went on to win the 2021 title anyway. So you lost to the team that actually went on to win it all. So that's not a bad look. And then you look at what happened the next season, 2021, 2022. There was a lot of problems. That's when James Harden was out of town and he got shipped off to Philadelphia. But then it's still a bad look because the Celtics went out and swept them. That was unacceptable in the series. They should have made it way more competitive. At least that series should have went to 6. But the duo of Tatum and Brown and several others on Boston were giving the Nets problems, and Kyrie Irving could not adapt well to playing his former team in the playoffs. So as a whole, for KD's legacy standpoint, that doesn't look good getting swept by that Celtics team. Then you look at the 2022-23 season, got traded for the first time in his NBA career when he was traded to the Phoenix Suns. They lost in Game 6 in the second round to the Denver Nuggets. The Denver Nuggets went on to win the title that year, but it looks bad because that loss didn't look bad because Kevin Durant was already not 100% for that. Came back in there and did the best that he could. So the fact that they got to the second round that year speaks volumes to Kevin Durant's work ethic. But then you look at what happened last postseason and how they got swept in the first round to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And I got outclassed and outplayed by Anthony Edwards that entire series. So you guys see the pattern here? He's been unsuccessful since leaving the Golden State Warriors to be on teams that he was going to be a leader of, and he's played with some superstars, and he has yet to get to another conference finals since he left the Golden State Warriors. And the Suns are not even a top 10 team in the West. Now that, I will say, that is not his fault. That is based on how the Phoenix Suns constructed the entire team when they got Kevin Durant and Devin Booker together. They should have never got Bradley Beal. They should have just built more role players around those respective players, got defensive players as well, instead of trading for Bradley Beal. But everything else that I said, you kind of got to, other than the Bucks series and that Nuggets series, you got to hold Kevin Durant accountable. You have to hold him accountable because he has not gotten to the finals as a leader of a franchise since then. Never won a ring as a franchise leader. So, again, that goes to my point. He's always going to be remembered as an all-time great on the court. One of the greatest small forwards of all time. Former MVP. Does have 2 finals MVPs. Yes. But when it's all said and done, the all-time greats have won titles as leaders. LeBron has won a title as a leader. Michael Jordan, several titles as a leader. Kobe Bryant, titles as a leader. I keep going on and on of players that have played with some superstars, yes. And this is basketball. You need help on the court. You're not going to single-handedly win a title. It's the character of the all-time greats have brought the best out of their teammates as a leader and have won it all. Kevin Durant, you can't really say that about him, which to me, that's going to not stain his legacy, but that's going to be something that I'm going to think about 10, 15 years from now when it's all said and done about Kevin Durant. Like, man, one hell of a player, and obviously a Hall of Famer, but how he went about it, how he got his chips, wrong way of business. So, it's not me hating on Kevin Durant. It's just me stating my opinion that He had one of the biggest sellout moves in league history. 1. 2, the way how he left Westbrook high and dry, and the scenario of you can't beat him, join him, like a villain role. 2. 3, you played with some superstars and you still have came up short of at least getting to a conference finals since the Warriors days. And that was, we're going on 6 years now. 6 years. When we're talking about one of the greatest players in the league that has failed to play in late May, early June, competing for a title, going on a deep playoff run. And we don't have that many more opportunities that Kevin Durant left. He's 37. The days of LeBron, Steph, and KD are coming to an end. I think all those guys are going to be out of the league within the next 3 to 4 years. Time is ticking for Kevin Durant. He's going to be traded this summer. Hopefully he can land on a contending team. Maybe OKC one more time to play with Shaw, Gilgeous Alexander, and those young Chet Holmgren, the young stars out there in OKC. Maybe Houston with the Houston Rockets. I don't know. But time is ticking for Kevin Durant. I know he wants one more ring. And I want to see him do it the right way this time. Get one more ring the correct way. But that is all the time I have for you guys today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for listening. This is your host, Thomas Tyree, signing off. And I'll see you guys on next week's episode.